whenever the fight, whatever the context of the fight is, hits the ground, we have to understand that everything on the ground becomes either a position, a transition, or a submission. Submission being a loose term that can apply to maybe chokes, locks, or other kind of finishes, even striking for that matter. Whenever we understand that, and we understand what the positions are, how the positions mechanically and structurally work, and how to manipulate those positions, then we're able to kind of navigate that ground space more effectively. And that's one of the best things about Jiu-Jitsu, especially from the Brazilian paradigm that kind of revived a lot of the Japanese principles from its predecessor art, is whenever we get there, understanding that mechanically some positions are more structurally advantageous for me and disadvantageous for my opponent, or for me if I'm in the wrong position. Then I also have to prioritize, do I need to survive this and escape this, or do I need to upgrade this position, make it more superior? Where can I attack and where do I not need to worry about attacks but just defend? So if we look at this, then we can kind of establish the idea of a positional hierarchy. And what that basically refers to, a positional hierarchy, is we're going to look mostly at about 4 positions roughly, which will be mount, guard, side control, and rear mount. So if we just kind of look at the mechanics of those briefly, if JD is on his back here in front of me, and I have established this full mounted position like this, then this is obviously a better position for me than for him. If I can, from here, I can strike much more effectively than he can. He's striking up against gravity, and I'm striking down with gravity. So this benefits me a lot more structurally, and it's a lot harder for him structurally to do anything offensive to me. He needs to worry about surviving and escaping. I can worry about attacking or even disengaging if this is the appropriate context for that. 2 more positions we may look at is, and so that would be one, top mount and bottom mount. Another one that I might look for is side control. Side control can have a lot of different shapes to it. I can have both arms over, one arm back on this side, one arm back on this side. I can have my legs brought in or sprawled out. We'll discuss that more later. But whatever this side control position is superior for me and inferior for him if we're talking about just structurally. I have better use of my limbs. I have weight on top of him. He's flat on the ground and fighting up against gravity. So this is a dominant position and an inferior position. If we look at the idea of the closed guard, in the closed guard position, this is one of the most unique features of Jiu-Jitsu, is that from here, he actually can have a superior position. Granted, he's still on bottom, and this is probably not where you optimally want to be, but he has infinite base, and he has use of all 4 of his limbs, being able to kind of move me around and to also protect fairly well against punches if he's able to keep my posture broken down somehow. So from here, it's a little bit better of an idea for me to look at passing this position, getting to a top superior position before I start thinking about trying to mount any kind of like significant offense. The last positional consideration here is if he's sitting up, is the rear mount. Rear mount basically consists of me trying to get my limbs around him this way. This is arguably one of the most superior positions that I can be in relation to him, because I have use of all of my limbs and he can't really use his limbs for very much against me. He just needs to strictly defend from here, survive, defend, look to escape, and upgrade his position. Whereas I have quite a bit of attacks from this position and submissions that we'll look at in a little bit later of a lesson. So roughly, that is the breakdown of positional hierarchy. And again, we're looking at how to navigate that transition from maybe inferior, if I'm unfortunate enough to wind up in an inferior position, to a superior position eventually. And that's how I'm going to be able to survive, escape, and then advance my position.